Alright, everybody, got some stuff from Sports Cards D-Tor. It's a happy mail day indeed. Thanks for this stuff, Diego. He had sent me some photos of some Bernie Williams cards that he had, and he let me pick out whichever ones I needed. But before we get to the Bernies, he also sent some other stuff. Let me show some of it. And some Tony Gwynns. He knows I like Tony Gwynn because I would often buy the Padres in his old school breaks to get some Gwynn cards. That's a nice one there, the Upper Deck 10th anniversary insert. Here's a newer one, shiny one. The very young and thin looking Tony Gwynn on that one. Then sent some Puerto Rican player cards, which Diego also collects Puerto Rican players. And these are nice here. These are two different ones. But they have Sandy Sr. with Sandy Jr. there. And then with his other son, Roberto, on that one. So those are cool. Didn't have either one of those. And some more Roberto. Roberto with the Mets. Beltran with the Mets. The Mets seem to often sign Puerto Rican players, but then they usually seem to underperform for the Mets, which is kind of why I wish they would stop getting Puerto Rican players, because they always kind of mess up my Puerto Rican players. Here's one of the funniest looking rookie photos ever. They did Ricky LeDay wrong on that one. I would have just said, let's take that photo over again, but they went with it. This one's really nice here, this Jose Cruz Jr. He was one of my main Puerto Rican PC guys, like in the late 90s. Didn't turn out to be quite as good as I thought he would be, but had an okay career. And this really nice sparkly Ivan Nova. I have a regular refractor of this, but not sure what you call this refractor, but whatever you call it, it's really nice. Maybe it's like a X-fractor or checkerboard. And then this is very cool right here. There's a Carlos Delgado, but that's a wrong photo on that one. I noticed that right away. I was like, that's not Carlos Delgado. It's actually former Yankee Homer Bush. I talked about recently the David Wells for Roger Clemens trade, but it wasn't straight up. The Yankees sent Wells and Homer Bush and another pitcher by the name of Graham Lloyd. And so Homer Bush started at second for the Blue Jays for a couple of years. So yeah, right away I noticed. I was like, it's got to be somebody else. And then upon looking at it closer, it is former Yankee Homer Bush. As I've said, I like finding stuff like that. You don't really find stuff like that too much these days. Usually errors like that, they do them on purpose nowadays. So that was some of the non-Bernie stuff. Now here's the Bernie stack he sent. And again, as he showed me these photos, I checked all of them, and I know for sure it did not have any of these. So that's an Upper Deck base from 04, I think. There's an Upper Deck Sweet Spot. Another Upper Deck product here. UD Patch Collection. There's just a base 05 Topps. You would think I had that already, but again, I checked and did not. So adding a bunch of stuff to the Bernie count here. It's a really nice Topps Heritage from 03, I think. Here's some newer stuff, or somewhat newer. 2013 Panini. I think that was like the second or third year of Panini baseball. That's the Hometown Heroes product. And then here's an insert from that product. But this is the gold border. I believe I have the regular version of that, but again, definitely not the gold. And it is really sweet here, the Pacific Private Stock, which is a set I always loved. I'm surprised it took me this long to get this Bernie. Again, thought I had it, looked it up, and did not have it. And then he also threw in a really nice bat card here, which he had also shown me this before. I believe he had said this was going to be one of the prizes in our fantasy league, but thankfully he just sent it to me anyway, because my team is terrible in that fantasy league, so there was no way I was going to win anything. And I'm not sure what those numbers are on the bat there. I've seen some of these before, but not sure if they all have those numbers. They're going to have to look into that. But it is numbered to 99. Not sure if you can see that. But yeah, very cool. Yet another new Bernie there. So thanks for all that stuff, Diego. And I will be hitting you up to show you some stuff that I found that you might be interested in. Diego and I are at that point where we just kind of send each other stuff back and forth because we're very familiar with each other's collections. It's always fun when you reach that point with somebody because you see certain cards and you know right away who might want them. So yeah, I got some stuff to show you, but that's gonna be it for this one. I do have some other videos I'll likely be making soon because I don't know, I feel like I've been making a lot of content lately, but there's been a lot of ideas floating around. Sometimes you like go weeks without wanting to make a video, and lately I've just been making a bunch of them. So we'll see how long that lasts, but I'll definitely be talking to you guys again real soon.